Brent.
So if you're investigating Tom Rossley a little bit, does that mean you're watching Texas A&M tape from 2008 to 11?
No.
What does that mean then in terms of looking into him a little bit?
Well, just what he did when he was there. He was there before at SMU.
Right,
yeah.
right, sure was.
So, there's some guys that was on his staff that I'm really tight with. And so, well, just to get an idea, who knows what we're going to get, Brad? We got no idea. But I'd at least have to have some kind of semblance of, hey, this is what he's done in his past. Can they get that done in 2 weeks? That's for me to determine, so forth and so on.
Here's Stevie on the left, Suzanne.
Mark, on your rush defense on tape, did it take a step back or did it grade out okay?
No, I think that we need to be more physical. We need to press at the linebacker position a little bit more, and we need to run our feet, get off blocks, and tackle, knock people backwards. The one guy I saw doing that was Ivan. He was one guy that I saw knocking people back. Gotten a lot of third and shorts, and as you look at it, third medium and third and long was over 70% again, which is outstanding. But we had 8 third and shorts. That's hard. It's hard to get off the field when you're looking to get the third and 1 and third and 2. And credit Rice. I mean, they were patient. David was patient and kept doing what he does. So that was a good experience for us. Trust me, to get that many runs and in that kind of offense, I think that'll do nothing but help us down the road as we get in to the west side of the SEC.
3 games. How do you grade that depth? Where do you feel you are?
We're still a work in progress. We're going to have to settle in a little bit on what the rotation's got to be. But until we get people back, that's going to be hard to do. We got to get everybody back. We got a pretty good feel who those guys are going to be. I feel really good up front. I mean, we're able to stay fresh. That's really, really encouraging. I love seeing those freshman D linemen run out there. Not necessarily with what they're doing during the play, but their enthusiasm, their energy, their love for the game is contagious. I love it.
Here in front, Brent.
On the opposite end of that, and then I'll have a follow-up as well, is how inspiring has Ivan Robinson's play been in terms of where he came from and the fact that he's even getting minutes for y'all?
No doubt. Ivan's been really good. He was great during the game. He's the guy that's over there talking to those young guys about, hey, look at who he's looking at. If he's looking down at you, he's getting ready to cut you. I mean, it was really good to see him engage with those young guys and then go out and give us quality minutes and make some plays for us.
This is more of a question from fandom. I think it's one that's out there a lot. In terms of Jay Arnold's playing time, what figures into that in terms of how many minutes he gets?
Got to get Jay more on the field, no doubt about it. I agree with that. There's going to be, again, once we get into this rotation and we go against the Arkansas of the world and that, we're going to have to do some things with Ivan that's going to increase Jay's role, if that makes sense.
Not having Speedy Noel this Saturday, it may not be as explosive of an offense. How's it going to change your offensive approach going against SMU?
I don't think it's going to change anything. I think that's just another opportunity for a kid to step up and make plays. I'm very pleased with all the receivers that we got, and it's unfortunate for Speedy this week, but I think that's going to give some kids an opportunity to step up and make plays. And Ed Pope's going in at that position right now, and I think Pope has had a great first start of the season, the first 3 games. So it's not going to change anything with what we're doing offensively.
Brent.
Through 3 games, what has pleased you the most about Ricky Seals-Jones? I mean, I know everybody knew he was this physical presence, but now he's really showing up in the games healthy.
No, Ricky, he's had 3 really good games so far. He keeps getting better as well. He's still learning the position and still trying to perfect it. And that he's such a unique body type. It's what I've always referred to it as. Is that he's big, he's strong, and he's fast. So he can bring that physical presence in the blocking game at the same time as stretching the field vertically, and that I think that puts a lot of stress on defensive coordinators, because if you have a guy that can stretch the field vertically and still add gaps in the run game, you got to pick your poison on that, and you have to play it differently. But I think he's going to keep improving, and he's fun to watch. He has a lot of fun when he's out there.
A couple more. Sam, in the middle.
I think you touched a little bit on this earlier, but you had mentioned earlier this season you wanted to see how Kenny would deal with adversity. After Saturday, there's a little bit of it. How do you feel like he is handling that?
He was completely fine. There was a couple balls that he missed through, but besides that, I thought he operated pretty well. Out of the 31 balls, he probably could have completed around 27 or so. I thought he operated it very well, and that's going to happen at times. So you're going to hit adversity, and I thought the kids they stepped up to the occasion pretty well.
Anything else for Coach Staff? We'll end it right here with Olin.
Jay, how do y'all go about deciding who's going to start at running back? Is it just how they do in practice, or do you take into account what you see as strengths and weaknesses in your opponent?
Well, that is a good question because all three of them, even adding James White in the mix, they're all really talented running backs. But you know, a lot of it has to do with practice. A lot of it has to do with the first play call of the game, and a lot of times during the first and second quarter, we try to get them in a rotation of 4 plays in a row. Sometimes it goes 5 plays in a row, but you know, we gotta get all those guys out in the field and get their touches, and then from there, you know, we roll with one guy. But you know, that is always a debate in that room, but it also it increases the competition in that room, and those guys come out and they try to practice and they try not to miss any reps that they possibly can because they know they're getting evaluated each week.